Coriander, also known as cilantro or Chinese parsley, is a very easy to grow herb which you can grow in pots outside or inside your house, on the balcony, terrace, or also on your garden. There are just a few simple considerations that you need to know to easily succeed with growing coriander. And I'm going to call it coriander in this video just because that's how I used to call it. Coriander seeds should be always stored at the room temperature. If you store them in your fridge or freezer, then the germination rates would be much lower, and even if you freeze it would be probably around 0. If you have good quality seeds, which are not too old, but a few years old is fine, the chances are that you will have quite a good germination rate, which almost never will be 100%. So you have to be ready for that and plant the seeds a little bit closer than you would otherwise. You can start planting seeds in your containers when the temperature of soil is 12 to 20 degrees Celsius. 18-21 would be even better. However, starting from 12 degrees temperature of the soil, you can already start planting. Obviously, if you are planting it in the pots to keep in the house, not outside on balcony, you can do it almost any time because the room temperature would be already high. What's important though is that they would need at least 6 hours of light every day, so that if you are planting coriander in winter, then likely that you would need some additional lighting for it to bloom well. Also, it would not be good to keep them at the room temperature if it's too hot, just because then there is a high probability that it will go to bolt, which is not what you need, because once it's going to bolt, then the aroma of aroma of leaves significantly declines, unless of course you grow them to get the seeds. You need to cover your coriander seeds with a soil of about 1 centimeter or half an inch high, and water it thoroughly. You can water it before putting the top layer or after, it doesn't matter much. It would be also useful if you can cover your pot with plastic, transparent plastic, for a few days, just to keep this humidity in pot, so that the coriander seeds grow better. It usually takes about 7 to 10 days for the seeds to germinate and for you to see the first sprouts, and about 40 to 70 days, depending on the variety of coriander, before you can harvest your leaves for your meals. What's important to consider is that optimal temperature for coriander grows once it germinated is between 10 to 30 degrees Celsius. 18-20 is the best, but 10 to 30 it can tolerate. If the temperature is higher than 30 degrees of Celsius or 85 degrees Fahrenheit, then it would likely go to bolt, which is something that you want to avoid if you're growing it for leaves. So how to prevent it? There are a few ways. First of all, try to put it in shade where the temperatures are lower, if you know that the temperature would be higher than 28-30 degrees Celsius. Secondly, you can plant coriander several times during the season. I would say you can start as early as the soil is about 12, 15, 20 degrees Celsius. Plant your coriander and then plant in a few weeks. When the temperatures becomes higher, coriander will go to bolt faster, so then when you are replanting in summer during high temperature, you would need to plant not every 2-3 weeks, but maybe every 10 days, so that you replant and get your harvest all the time continuously. And that's pretty much it. You would need to water it to ensure that the soil is wet, but not too wet and not waterlogged. You might want, depending on how much you plant it, how big is your pot, you might want to add some fertilizers. I never add inorganic fertilizers, only organic ones. So vermicompost would be excellent to be added sometimes, or some solution of humates, something organic would help. Otherwise, even if you do not add any fertilizers, in many cases your initial soil would be enough for coriander to grow at least first or maybe even second harvest for you. If you are planting coriander in your garden, not in pot, then it's also very important to consider what grew in that soil before. Coriander is the same family that carrots, celery, parsley. So don't plant coriander in the soil which last year had those plants. Otherwise, all the conditions are still the same as you are planting them in the pots. Enjoy, and don't forget that recently I produced another video about growing basil in containers, which has been very popular, so you can watch it right now, and also subscribe not to miss my other videos about herbs or other plants. Bye.